Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. So, welcome back to our cooking class. It's been a little while. So, we're making cilantro lime tacos with salmon and crema sauce with cilantro, which is basically fancy with Greek yogurt and cilantro in it. And then a peach, corn, and avocado salsa.
Whoa, why is it moving like that?
Panning.
Okay. And for those of you who don't know, I'm Marissa.
And I'm Julie, the nutritionist.
And this is waq'iswi, a community cooking class event that we're doing right now in the Nimipu Health large conference room. So if you see this and you want to come enjoy this meal,
Please come down.
Please come join us.
Even if you can't be in right away. The other thing you might notice is our amazing Cara Montalongo is busy tonight with a family activity. So we are filming ourselves. So we apologize with any technical problems we have. We're not quite sure why we're panning the way we are. So
the screen is moving, but we're going to just roll with it and kind of see what happens. Trying to get it so that it actually comes forward for us a bit. Julie's going to kind of get us started while I find something to put.
So we have a salmon fillet with the moving camera. I'm just going to hold it up. It's just like a 1 pound salmon fillet.
There.
And I'm going to skin it and cut it into chunks. And this, if you're not quite sure about salmon, I try not to do anything too weird with salmon since it is something that people typically do enjoy quite a bit out here. This could be any other kind of meat. It could be chicken, it could be pulled pork, it could be shrimp, it could be beef. You could use ground meat, and then we would just cook it first and then add the seasonings. So let me get a decent knife here.
And before we started the video, we did turn our oven on to preheat it, and it's set for 400?
Yes.
400 degrees.
Let me get the skin off of here. Don't laugh at me while I...
You could also honestly do this on a barbecue.
Yes. And you could do it on a barbecue. You could do it in an air fryer.
Hey.
Hello. You could
check it in.
Hey, come on in.
Walking out.
Come on in.
We're on live. So you know if you don't want to be
You're not the first person that's accidentally been filmed.
Okay, just take off running.
You're like, ah. Yeah. A couple months ago, we had somebody say, "Tell us when we're filming." We're like, "We're filming." Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh no! You can't see.
No, you're safe. Once you're past the purple tablecloth, you're safe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're also gonna make this asparagus that's actually pre-trimmed, and it comes with this lemon dill butter block.
And it was an impulse buy, but it's gonna be delicious.
So, and we're gonna put it on a baking sheet, and it can go in the oven at the same temperature as salmon.
So I'm just gonna cut this into chunks. Okay, so this could be any meat you have. So if you didn't want it to be salmon, it's fine. And this, like she said, this could be grilled, air fried, cooked on the stove. So whatever you've got going on, I'm just gonna cut this.
So I'm gonna lay these asparagus on the pan. I don't want any of them overlapping, but they can be touching.
Well, back at the ranch house, these are not the greatest gloves I'm wearing. I feel like I have plastic bags on my hands.
And that one does have skin on it, right?
Yes, but I pulled the skin off. I
Okay.
don't want it for this. Somebody could leave it on if they really wanted to, but the marinade soaks in better. The spices soak better if the skin's off.
And we did get it pre-boned, so if you have a salmon fillet that has bones, I've learned that using a pair of tweezers, like you would use for your eyebrows or anything like that, works super well to get the ribs out.
Sometimes you're lucky and you can pull them out like in one big piece, but not always. Okay, I'm going to throw these guys away when we're done, and then since I cut raw meat, the cutting board and the knife, we're going to go in the washy wash.
Okay, so I got my asparagus laid out, and then it comes with this puck, which is butter and dill and lemon. So I'm just gonna put it in the middle, and as it melts, it'll just kind of disperse over all of the asparagus.
Meanwhile, spice is ready for the salmon. Okay.
Smells fishy in
It
here.
does smell fishy in here. Something smells fishy. Okay. For some reason, when I'm going live, I read a recipe and can't remember what I just read.
She's been reading it all
I
day.
know. Like, seriously, what is wrong? Okay. All right. So, we've got the salmon. We need a tablespoon of avocado oil.
Because we're going to use olive oil today.
I've actually got it.
Oh,
I brought
cool.
it down.
Okay.
I just didn't put it over here because it's leaking. I didn't want to be accused of making the table dirty already. It's just more normal. Okay. So, put that in there. Avocado oil, just Olive oil has its own taste, and avocado oil doesn't so much. It's a healthy oil. It kind of lets the flavor of the food shine and doesn't take it over. Okay.
She's gonna need some lime. So you could use the lime juice. It comes in like the little plastic thing, or you could get.
I actually need some zest. I'll take this and make zest with it.
Okay.
So to make lime zest, you just use a grater. And I'm going to use the smallest size. I'm just going to grate it right onto this plate and then give it a little about a teaspoon.
Also gonna need brown sugar. Got a big old bag for this tiny bit that we need.
I know.
This is the smallest bag we had.
There was a kid in my elementary school that used to bring brown sugar to school and just eat it. Okay, so why do we use the peeling? It's called a zest. It has a really,
went over my head and then I was like, wait, what?
You know, in his backpack. You like the weird stuff kids do in grade school, and you just think it's fine because it's just, oh yeah, well, I remember that for some reason. I had a flashback. Okay, so 1 teaspoon lime zest. So the zest or the peeling of citrus has a really strong citrusy taste. So a lot of recipes that have lime zest in there just to really give you a boost of really limey taste. Okay. Okay, we need a 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar.
It's open for you and ready.
Okay, this is just like a teriyaki vibe we're getting from this part.
It is just slightly bigger flake.
Okay,
So
so we can bump it up a little.
Yeah, for all
What
the
you're
stuff.
saying is a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Go big.
Yeah, it's 1.25 pounds.
Okay.
He was
Okay.
like, I
That's
could
fine.
cut it, and I was
No,
like,
it's like,
you know
no,
what?
we like it, we'll keep it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna cheat a little then, I'll bump up.
These are the spices you'll need.
Thank you.
And then
This does really smell good and limey. Can you smell it over there? Me, I'm in the front row.
we have a large audience
Thank
tonight.
you. Thank you. We have a huge crowd. It's
Nobody would
making me-
ever know.
It's making me sort of nervous, actually. There's that. Okay.
So the fish and the asparagus will take the longest to cook, so that's
we're
why
doing
we
this
start
first.
here.
And this is the longest part, it's just that cooking. It's gonna be about 15 to 20 minutes depending on just how fast Sam goes. Okay, so half teaspoon, I'm gonna do a full teaspoon chili powder and a full, let's see, a teaspoon and a half actually, because 3/4. Teaspoon and a half chili powder. Okay, I'm just gonna take the lid off. Let's see, this is paprika I have, and it is.
How's your dad doing, Steve?
So basically, we're making our own taco seasoning with the paprika, the garlic, cumin, and then salt and pepper.
And by doing this, we can control how much sugar essentially we're putting in and salt.
So salt is the biggest ingredient in the store-bought packets.
Those pre-made
And then you-
seasonings always have a lot of extra.
And then the spices aren't so concentrated and it tastes more.
Yeah.
Make sure I look at what I have. Then we're just gonna mix this all together, stir the salmon into it, and then put it on that sheet and we'll put all those things in the oven. And this is gonna be the piece that takes the longest.
Actually, some of this on the pan. So I'm drizzling our pan with the avocado oil to help it so that the salmon won't stick to it. And I don't have to do that with the asparagus because that little butter puck that I showed you guys
Butterball.
Yeah, butterball will serve the
And
same
it just says
purpose.
salt, pepper to taste. So I'm just gonna hit the grinder.
Just use my
That makes
fingers.
me feel like I work at, that's okay. That makes
Tell me when to stop.
Yeah, that makes me feel like I work at the Olive Garden.
I always feel bad because I'm like, the poor girl's
I
hand's
know,
gonna fall
like,
off.
so,
Yeah.
like, lady, did you fall asleep?
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
like,
I think
no.
I'm done.
It's like, I know, I really want more. Okay, I'm gonna need to get a spoon or a fork. If there is such a thing in this place. Or a whisk. A whisk is good.
Whisk it real good. Did you totally take this off?
Yeah. I think it actually does. It's hard to get, and then this piece goes on there.
Oh, that's not the
There we go. Let's put the salmon in there and coat it. So it's actually pretty easy. And like we said, this could be cooked in a number of different ways. air fry, grill, stovetop, oven. So you have a lot of choices and it should go pretty fast. And then if you're using chicken or shrimp or like fajita meat, you could go ahead and stir it in just like we're doing the salmon. If it's ground meat, you're just gonna cook it in the stovetop and then add the spices and brown it. So this could be any kind of meat you wanted it to be. Okay. So the spices have all been absorbed by the salmon. So I'm just gonna put this out on the pan. Spread it around a little so it has a chance to cook. Okay. This is the hardest part, is just mixing the spices and getting this all ready. So this is gonna go in the oven. And both of these should take around 15 minutes. The salmon I cut pretty small.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye on this. And we should have everything else pretty close. Okay. Oh, God, I think I'm gonna run the blender for the crema sauce, which will be loud.
So I'm gonna actually take a moment and read some canned salmon facts.
You do that, and I will put the crema stuff in. They can just watch.
So we'll post this handout on Facebook too, because it's actually very interesting. But salmon is a great source of omega-3 fatty acids, which can be beneficial for the heart health and blood lipid levels. So that's the level of fat in your blood. Salmon is also a good source of vitamins B12 and D, selenium, and protein, very high in protein, phosphorus, potassium, and niacin. It's truly an amazing fish. These nutrients are important for building and repairing tissues in the body, your thyroid function, having strong bones, and a healthy immune system that produces a lot of red blood cells. And so the dietary guidelines for Americans are recommended to eat 8 ounces of seafood per week as a part of a balanced diet. I think that can always be kind of person tailored, and especially if you do really enjoy a fish more than you enjoy like beef or chicken, you can't eat, well, you can't eat too much fish, but it would take a lot of high level like mercury fishes like tuna fish. Salmon is something that you could eat often throughout the week.
This is fun. I'm jamming a bunch of stuff into a food processor. A blender. Hopefully our little blender's gonna live.
Julie's working on the cilantro sauce.
So far Greek yogurt and cilantro are in here. Then there's also gonna be garlic, lime juice, and a little bit of sugar. The sugar wouldn't be completely, and a half a jalapeno. Hopefully I'm not about to kill myself with this. If you don't like things spicy, you can leave the jalapeno out. And the last time I cut a jalapeno in here, I almost felt like
we had a rough go last
So
time.
let's just see how this goes. So
I'm going to read a little bit more about these salmon. So, a cultural significance of salmon. Tribes across the continent have relied on salmon as a staple of their diet for thousands of years, especially the Pacific Northwest. Some tribes hold first salmon ceremonies each year, which honor the first salmon caught of the season. And then others hold salmon feasts where the whole community can come together and celebrate the harvest.
You know what I forgot?
They're actually quite beautiful and incredible. And it's salmon month. So May is actually salmon month, which is not the reason we picked these recipes, but it did line up perfectly. So we looked out there.
I just hit a little more lime on there. Okay, let's do this guy. Hopefully our food processor, if it doesn't blend, I'll add a teeny bit of water.
Full.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to start cutting up stuff for the salsa. So it's a peach, avocado, corn and onion and garlic. I'm going to start with cutting up the peaches.
And it could be an ear of corn if you had it. So you can cook the ear of corn however you want to, or it can be frozen corn. And we had frozen because actually we couldn't find an ear of corn today.
They had fresh peaches, but not fresh corn, which was kind of threw me for a loop. You can also use frozen peaches if you're unable to find fresh peaches.
Yes, this one I haven't thought. Okay, sorry while I make this bad for a minute. I need a spatula. I'm going to go unbeknown.
I love peaches.
I do too. It's kind of reminds me of the cranberry salsa we made.
Oh yeah, sure.
Last one to pass. Okay. Okay, hopefully this jalapeno isn't going to kill us, and I apologize. They put a whole one in here. Okay, I'm gonna add teeny bit. It said we could add water if it was really super thick, depending on the yogurt I'm going to here. Teeny bit of water in there.
Our
So,
infamous blender is
we're
not
gonna
the
get
greatest.
ourselves a food processor, so stay tuned.
Yeah,
Coming shortly.
2026.
We won't have our sad little blender. But it's working. There we go.
Julie, for this, these peaches, how
Just a dice, so whatever you think, we'll just try to make like the peach and avocado kind of the same size, so
Okay.
whatever feels good. Oh yeah. So the thing we liked about these recipes, so this cream sauce that I'm making could go on a lot of different things, including salad, like a taco salad, so. The salsa could go with anything, and then so could the meat. Those are pretty color.
Congratulations to all of the seniors that are graduating.
And our condolences for anybody that's recently experienced a loss. We've had too many.
That's actually why we rescheduled last week,
Yeah.
was, for a lot of the loss that occurred.
Okay, I'm gonna tamp this down a little. Okay, and they said salt and pepper to taste, so we can see. Oh my goodness.
I'm so tempted to just eat all of these peaches.
I know. So if it almost fails, we make our dinner for ourselves with this.
Yeah.
Try to get all the cilantro out of it. I'm gonna taste this a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't make me cough. Maybe not if I can't
Okay, there's some plastic ones in here.
Okay, I think that's pretty good.
Ooh, that looks pretty.
It is pretty. Let's try to get that green cilantro all puree. I'm gonna try a little. Watch me cough because of jalapeno I put in there.
Last time we did
It was
jalapeno,
good.
both of our
It
hands
was hot.
got like kind of burnt.
I made it hot.
I went home and showered and it's
Still
my hands
smarter.
are still tingling.
So that jalapeno gave it some heat for sure. It's good though. It is spicy. So it said you could completely leave the jalapeno out in water to make it the right consistency. It thickens as it sits.
Did you use
So-
all the yogurt?
No.
So you could always add a little bit more yogurt.
Yes, I could. I actually made it a little thinner than I wanted it to.
Milk always offsets spice.
Heat.
So
I just
people
wanna
think
keep
like, chug water if your mouth's on fire. That actually makes it worse. So if you have something that has like dairy milk in it nearby, that can be helpful.
I'm just gonna thicken
You
it
overheat.
a bit. Just a wee bit.
For the salsa, should we put it in this bowl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Oh yeah, this should be pretty good. Okay, so this needs to live in the fridge, and it should be good for about 4 days.
Yeah.
I need 4.
I'll show you kind of as I layer this, but so this is these are my peaches. If you like a super chunky salsa, you can cut the pieces bigger. If you like it more, less chunky, then you obviously would cut them smaller.
I got this about right. Okay, here's our con crema. It looks really pretty good. It actually tastes good. It's got some spice. Ta-da! It's a lovely shade of green. I'm going to put it in the fridge.
Ta-da!
It could be salad dressing or a dipping sauce.
And I forgot a peach, so I'm going to
It's in there.
keep cutting peaches.
Okay, I'll cut avocado. I'll switch. Okay, and then we're going to talk about, and then it has cilantro in there too, so I can slice cilantro for you. We were talking about what you could put a taco in. So, flour tortillas, corn tortillas, and on this recipe they said you could char them. So you could put them on a grill for like 45 seconds on each side. They suggested that you actually set it right on the burner for 45 seconds.
Yeah.
So we might try that if we're brave. We don't cause a smoke detector to go off. Crunchy taco shells. Actually, if you're trying to worry about your blood sugar, these are really great. So two of these has 15 grams of carb, which is not very much. So don't forget your good old-fashioned crunchy tacos. So there's that. And then,
And there is a difference in tortilla chips, though.
and if you want a really low-carb option, there's lettuce leaf, and we've done that with a few of our classes where we actually put something in and then rolled up the lettuce leaf. So that's an option. So is cauliflower rice, or cilantro, or just a taco salad. So those are all your choices. We'll try to char these and see how that goes. Okay.
You want me to do avocados?
Do you want to?
Yep.
Okay, do you want me to do the bad boy?
Yep, you do the back.
Since I'm on a roll here, I am making my side looks like something happened over here. Okay, so the seeds in a jalapeno make it a lot hotter.
Yes.
So if you don't want it to be super spicy, you can take some of the seeds out, which is sometimes what I do.
What's so interesting,
So I'm going to take some of them out.
I totally just forgot what I was going to say.
About the seeds in the jalapeno.
I don't think I had anything to do with that.
Okay, that's fine.
Never mind.
Okay, I'm going to cut these out. So are you feeling it? Are you feeling the heat from my avocado, my stuff here?
That must be.
I'm not going to rub my eye because I'm cutting this without any gloves.
Oh my god.
Couldn't have been that important.
Yeah.
You'll call me later.
Yeah,
I thought of it. Okay. So, and the jalapeno is kind of you can decide what you want to do. If you leave the seeds in, you're going to get more spice. You could put a half a jalapeno in there, a quarter. You could use a hotter pepper like a habanero if you really like hot. I'm slicing the whole thing, so we'll see how this goes.
So I cut the avocados lengthwise in half, and then the pits
Popped out the seed.
popped right out because they're like perfect.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna scoop out the
And wash my
avocado
hands.
part, and then dice it up.
Okay, I'm gonna live on the edge. There you go.
Oh boy, that's a lot of seeds.
It is.
Gonna have to add some milk in there.
Be like, sorry, you feel this all. Sorry. I like spicy, but we'll see.
I hope you guys like spice,
Yeah.
Tina.
So we're not talking.
Yeah. No,
We're not
Right?
talking. I am gonna wash
All
my
of you, I
hands.
hope everybody.
Gonna go through the camera.
myself.
So it didn't make us cough this time because I'm feeling like we're doing. Was it the cranberry salsa we made that made us cough so much? I think it was.
Yes.
Like we tear gassed ourselves or something.
I think it was a little delayed though, so
It
don't
was.
speak too soon.
Yeah, right. And I did wash my hands. Okay. Do you want? Let's see. I'll do the other avocado for us here.
Okay. I don't know if we'll need it. We got 3.
Do you want me just to cut it and people can have one?
Sure. Yep. I love avocados.
All right.
So avocado is actually another food that has a lot of omega.
Healthy fats, healthy fats, anti-inflammatory eating. Okay, I'm just gonna do the little way here. Hello, skin. Come on there. Hello, skin's off. Okay. Avocados, when you're buying one, they're kind of tricky. They should feel kind of soft, but not like completely squishy.
Yeah.
If they're rock hard, you can leave them on the counter to ripen. And some people, like there's jokes online that there's like 15 minutes where their avocado is completely ripe and you don't want to miss it. Before it gets.
It's so true. And then
I'm just
if
gonna
you
dice
do
this
have
up.
one that you're like, oh, I want to use that tomorrow, you can throw it in the fridge and it'll slow down the ripening process.
There we go. I'm gonna put that on. I'm just gonna put that on the plate. It can just be extra. Stand in extra. Okay. So, how much lime juice? I'll just squeeze it. in.
Half a small lime, so probably the whole one.
I'll squeeze a lime in there. I've been washing my hands 5,000 times.
Yeah, we ran out of
Touching our
gloves.
thing. I know. I know what it was.
But she's doing the right thing by washing. Good job, Julie.
Yes, I know better. I know.
We did our food handler permits. Learned so many things.
Okay. Squeezy.
You just got me.
Sorry. I squirted Marissa. This guy doesn't want to go down with the bite.
I know he's firm.
Okay, don't forget the corn.
Yeah. Should we warm it up since it's
Let
frozen?
me see how it is. It feels like I might just
Try to leave
carefully.
it out.
Let me feel it. See, this is steamy bag. It's in the bag.
Maybe do like half the
I think I'll do it. I think I'm just gonna do like 30 seconds and then see how it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that we know how to use the microwave. Okay.
Last time we thought we had it going and it was dead silent. It wasn't even going.
The timer was counting down, which freaked us out, but it wasn't. Okay. So this guy.
We're like, wow, this is the quietest microwave. Like it was our first time.
Ever. We're new to this one. Okay. see. So,
You just gotta laugh at yourself,
Yeah, you
honestly.
something about being live makes things trickier.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna cut cilantro.
The onion goes in the salsa too, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do next.
I've got this. I already washed the cilantro. I've washed everything before we came.
I'm gonna do 30 more.
Okay, does it still feel?
Yeah, it's pretty cold. Which I know we don't want hot. But.
Yes. We'll just call it street corn if we go too far.
What's the
It's good.
the super good Mexican street corn? What's it called?
I just call it Mexican street corn, but it is delicious. It's got the cojita cheese in
Yeah.
it, which we don't have.
And the tagine.
Yes. Which we don't have either.
Tagine.
Tahini. A little zippy zip.
Dang, it's like round
It's really
my
good.
tongue. Look at it. Look it up. Use the Google.
Mr. Google. For some reason, there are no people have pirated this kitchen and there are no spoons.
We need a bigger bowl, Jules.
Yes, we do. There
We
you go.
got one.
Look and see.
Yep.
This is going to be really good, I can tell it.
Here.
Okay. There we go. So we've got jalapeno, avocado, peach, cilantro, corn.
Elote. It's called elote.
Yes.
Elote.
Oh, yeah, perfect. And it's delish. Okay. I'm going to put a couple cloves of real garlic in there. Just for giggles and gifts. Okay.
So we're just transferring into a bigger bowl so we can actually stir more thoroughly.
Okay, so we've got 3 separate things that could be different meals. We've got that yogurt, cilantro, garlic, cream sauce, we could call it con crema. We've got the salsa, and then we've got the meat, and then we've got the asparagus, which we just have as an impulse buy that is going to be delicious.
Used for veggies.
Yes. Back to cilantro, I think, actually. So, I apologize if anybody's asking us questions. We'll try to
Yeah, I'll have to
address
in a
them
second.
later.
After I get this onion. Ooh, you want to try the asparagus?
Yes.
Actually?
Make a disaster situation. Okay, there's that. Let me check. Should be pretty close. Oh yeah, we're pretty good. It's gonna be okay for a couple more minutes. The salmon's actually gonna be pretty close to done. It looks really seared and delicious. So I think I'm gonna have a happy dinner for myself.
Yeah. Everybody, we're going to have dinner and
Yes. So if anybody is in the Ninipo Health building or you're close by and you want to come over, please do.
lunch. No.
We'll be happy to let you try what we're making.
Run, don't walk. It's going to be delicious.
It is gonna be delicious. And we both decided that we're pretty hungry.
Okay.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Christine. We're here till 6. I'll be here till 7 tonight. I got to go to the center.
Okay, I'll
This
be
may
back.
not actually be such a
Okay,
long
for sure, I'll
class.
be back. I'm gonna
Okay.
right here.
Okay. I'll save you a plate. You're for sure coming?
Keep the salmon separate, because I'll make that one.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And the corn's in there?
Yes, corn is in there.
Great. That actually looks really pretty.
It really does. We can
It's gonna be good.
We can show once the purple's in there.
Yeah.
So that's gonna make it
We'll give it
prettier.
a stir. We got the lime juice in there. So the only liquid we have is lime juice. And then we're gonna do a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. So. And you could also, if you didn't want it to be spicy at all, there wouldn't have to be a jalapeno in there. And so depending on how you like things and what you're using it for, you wouldn't have to add any kind of hot pepper. And sometimes for salsa, you could actually add green, like bell pepper, if you didn't want a hot pepper.
Ooh.
And it's kind of good in salsa too. I do that sometimes if I'm making something for someone that I think doesn't really like heat. Obviously not me since I put the whole thing in there. Okay, I'm just gonna give it a stir. Okay, so I'll show you how this looks. And this would be something that if you wanted to make it ahead of time and let it be in the refrigerator for a couple hours, the spices would mingle a bit more. I'm just gonna hold it up to the camera and let you look at that. And I'm about to pull the salmon, so it's kind of pretty and it should be delicious. It smells good. Okay.
Got a little bit more of this for you.
There you go. And I'm gonna check because I think the salmon is about ready to pull.
Okay, you got a burner?
Yeah.
Pad.
This guy. Hot. Reach into the oven. Feel like Hansel and Gretel. Okay. So here's how our salmon looks. It's crispy on the outside just a little bit. It actually looks really pretty good. So I'm gonna put that over here. I'm gonna cool. hopefully not melt the tablecloth. And I'm also going to pull the roasted asparagus as soon as I find something that I can put it on. Yes, this will just work. So asparagus is just nice and woo, good.
Flying knives.
And it also is just a little bit golden. Okay, so there we go. Oops, sorry.
Did it again.
Yeah. Her little Brittany. Okay.
Okay, let's see if we got any feedback here.
I'm gonna try to char that.
No comments. So if anybody has any questions or
I'm gonna use some tongs and try to char these.
thoughts or suggestions, please feel free to reach out.
If
And
you are not going to try anything, please come over. I'm gonna put on some. I'm gonna put the tighter gloves on.
I'm hoping that we're actually live right now.
Well, I think we are.
We typically have some sort of interaction, but
Yeah.
maybe everybody's busy.
Yeah, and I think sometimes they probably know. Yeah, we're good.
We're just like
Yeah, cooking.
to ourselves.
I know, that's all right. Okay, which one do I have? Turn off the oven.
That smells so good.
It does smell really good.
It shrinks down quite a bit.
It does. Okay, I'm going to do the front. I'm kind of scared to do this, but I'm going to.
Yeah, just focus on that and then
Yes.
that way you don't
Cause a fire?
you'll do great.
Yeah. I should get some of it down. Let's see.
I think we could honestly put the crunchy ones on in the oven for a few.
Oh, we could.
I'm gonna
Just to warm them.
we could take this off and then
I feel like this is going to make a mess in the coil. I know. But I'm going to try it anyway. Oh yeah, it's going to smoke. Never mind. Not going to be good. Hopefully I didn't just do something that's going to set up the smoke detector.
we can get a frying pan and do a little bit of oil.
Let's do that.
Fry them up too.
I can even do it in a dry pan, but definitely not on this coil. Yes, our insulated oven's going to cause a fire. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's a hard no. Switching gears.
And I'm just gonna lay these crunchy shells on a baking sheet and warm them up a little bit.
I always joke about setting up the smoke detector. That was supposed to come.
Joke's on you.
Funny, not funny, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if there is any. I don't know why I'm beating up so many. So we'll see. Pharmacy could see
So
in there.
these shells are cool because they are like for
Stand-up.
stand-up shells, or stand-up cooking shell,
Stand-up comedians.
and it makes it easier to put stuff in.
So we've got our salsa, the crema, that. We are good. I did not, in fact, set up the smoke detector. I'll turn it off. And a little help from someone in the background. Open the window. Very nice. Okay, cool. No fire. Yay, yeah.
Is the oven still on, Jules?
No.
Set that on for me.
Oh, yeah. Actually, nobody wanted it. Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. And I
Oh,
just
that's
put these in
still
there.
pretty hot.
Yeah, it is actually. You might not need to do too much. So we could probably almost eat all that salmon ourselves.
I know.
So hopefully the people that are coming back actually come back fast.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We might not have that much to share.
We might not actually have one for sure. Okay, I'm just gonna try to warm up these corn tortillas. They are a little bit, if they're warm, since putting them directly in the coil was an epic fail. Okay. I want to deep part the salmon now. And we have extra cilantro if anybody wants that. Okay, this is gonna be good. Cheese if people want to. I'm starting to want to taste everything. So, there's a sign that it's good. And I'll get the cream crema out of the fridge.
This was super fast.
Yeah, it was. The time that you're actually having to stay late, we actually need to
Right.
fix it.
That's
And
okay.
the crema.
I got stuff I can put on.
Okay. We don't have anybody asking me a question, so it's right.
Because we don't even know
Right.
live.
Right. We might just be recording, which is fine. Kara can straighten it out tomorrow.
We appreciate you, Kara.
Appreciate everybody who watches our shows. Thank you very, very much. So if we can put together a taco and show how it looks, and then that could pretty much be it.
Yeah. We could grab, we could do one of each.
Yeah,
Shell.
sure.
I don't think those crunchy ones need very long.
No, they don't. These are actually pretty good. They're not obviously going to have char marks since I'm just warming them up in the pan, but they'll be fine. And we'll plate something for you here just to show you how they could look in each way. So pretty much the only carb that we have is whatever shell we choose to use, and then the corn that's in the salsa. So not very many, so fairly low carb depending on what we did. If we used a pretty big like flour tortilla, some of those have about 45 grams of carb each, so that would be a different situation. So that's why we chose to use the ones we're using. There we go. So these are kind of good. Okay, so we'll plate this and show you how it could look. These actually I think are good. I'm gonna pull. Pull.
Nice.
So, I'm gonna get some leeks. I'm just gonna show on a flour tortilla, or the
Okay.
corn tortilla, and then we can see it. So I'm gonna take this corn tortilla, put it down. They're nice and flexible now that they would eat them up. I'm gonna take some salmon, put that on there. Some of the salsa. You could also put just some shredded lettuce or cabbage if you wanted to in here, and sometimes cabbage is what they put on fish tacos. So there's my salsa and my salmon. I'm gonna pour a little bit of this cream sauce on there that I know is hot. There we go. And then so you can see what I've got on there, and then I'm just gonna fold it in half, and there we go, my yummy taco. You could put cheese on there if you wanted to, and we're good to go. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a good night.
Thank you guys.